Court TV Live, I'm Michael Ayala. We are tracking two big cases today here at Court TV. In Massachusetts, we are bringing you our newest trial, the jealous ex shot dead trial of Brian Camp. And in Georgia, it's sentencing day for Leilani Simon in the toddler in the landfill murder trial. Leilani Simon was convicted last month of killing her 20-month-old son Simon Quinton, back in October of 2022. The toddler's body was found weeks later in a landfill. Well, today the judge listened to aggravating and mitigating evidence and testimony from Simon's family members. The judge is now issuing her sentence. So let's get you back inside that court.
The one thing that I will say before pronouncing sentence is clearly little Quinton Simon's life and death impacted many, many individuals, but also the community at large. Leilani Marie Simon, the court sentences you as follows. Count 1, malice murder, felony, life with the possibility of parole. Count 2, felony murder, vacated by operation of law. Count 3, felony murder is vacated by operation of law. Count 4, concealing the death of another, 10 years consecutive to count 1. Count 5, false report of a crime is a misdemeanor, 12 months concurrent to count 4. Count 6, making a false statement, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 7, making a false statement, concurrent with count 4, 5 years. Count 8, false statement, 5 years consecutive with, concurrent with count 4. Count 9, making a false statement, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 10 merges into count 9. Count 11, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 12, making a false statement, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Delia, did I get count 11?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Count 13, making a false statement, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 14 merges into count 13. Count 15, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 16, making a false statement, 5 years concurrent with count 4. Count 17 merges into 16. Count 18, 5 years to serve concurrent with count 4. And false statements, making a false statement, count 19 concurrent with count 4, that is 5 years as well. Is there any issue that the state wants to point out with the sentence and the merger of the counts?
Was count 4, the 10 years to serve on count 4, was that consecutive to count 1?
It is consecutive to count 1.
And may I presume that the court is not imposing any fines?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Hilliard?
So just to make sure, life plus 10 is the operative sentence?
Life plus 10.
Life with pump? And I guess we should do the state appeal as well. So.
Okay. And with that, Ms. Simon, you are hereby notified that under the law of Georgia, you are entitled to appeal the guilty verdict of the court. And if you decide to do so, you must file your appeal within 30 days of this date. You are also informed that you have the right to retain a lawyer of your own choice to represent you on your post-trial motions and appeals to the appropriate appellate court of Georgia. If you cannot afford a lawyer, the court will appoint one for you. You are entitled to and will be given a transcript of all pre-trial, trial, and post-trial matters without cost to you if you cannot afford a transcript. You may file a motion for a new trial, or you may appeal your case directly to the appropriate appellate court of Georgia for review. I'm signing the statement of appeal. I will hand this down to the clerk. If you'll please hand that to Mr. Hilliard.
With the assistance of counsel, Ms. Simon has acknowledged in writing her statement of appeal rights.
And the habeas statement is as follows. You are advised that the statute of limitations for habeas corpus in this state is 4 years in the case of felonies and 1 year in the case of misdemeanors. The statute begins to run from the date the conviction becomes final. All right. May there be peace somehow.
Nothing further from the defense, Judge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, nothing from the defense.
No, Your
All
Honor.
right. This concludes this matter. We are adjourned.
All right, so not a lot of reaction from the defendant, Leilani Simon, after she is sentenced to essentially what's going to turn out to be 40 years before she's eligible for parole. And as we've said a number of times over the last few days, there is no guarantee at all that after that 40 years she will be granted parole. She will have the opportunity for parole. A lot will depend on how she functions in jail and how she acclimates herself and improves herself in jail. And perhaps, you know, some changes might be in order for this young lady.